Hello YouTube. We're just going to get away from the Christmas lights for a little bit, and I'm going to go into all the exit signs finally. Now, these three, along with two emergency lights, are from this year. All these LQMs here, and the ones that were installed in my room and the garage, are all part of last year's inspection. We had these replaced because of bad batteries, and I have two LQMs, one LHQM, and two ELM emergency lights that are currently installed. So let's go ahead and go over the inside of these lights. Well, first I have to go do the outside. This is one of the units that were by the front door, and it's yellowed significantly. You can see it's supposed to be white and then yellowed. Same with this one. Oh, whoops. Except the faceplate yellowed, but everything else is white. And then this one did not yellow at all because it was installed in a different building. These were installed in the same building. That was installed in a different building. And the ELMs were installed in two separate buildings. So finally I can show you what type of battery these had. It had this weird contraption right here. You plug this into the board, and then it'll go through both of these batteries, and both these batteries equal up to 6 volts. I don't know if the nickel cadmium had to do with why these batteries are not charging, but that's my only other way of thinking that these batteries that I'm using right now and the LQMs are just not charging right now. I have 3 of them in service, and we had a power outage, and all of them worked even after that power outage, so maybe they'll last a little bit longer. As for these two, the batteries are replaceable, but we just went with whole new signs. This battery works partially. So you can see it's really dim. This is how bright it's supposed to be. Oh, whoops. That's how bright it's supposed to be. So we just had to get it replaced. And inside this one, the battery is still there. Oh, come on. But it just doesn't work. There you go, that's all it does. And then it had this weird conduit, so this might have been an addition exit sign. And then it just, for some reason, failed. But it might have been, it might have not been. The date code, I don't know where it is. Oh, right there. Date code 04. So, yeah, this is still original. This sign was still original. All these signs no longer had the batteries in them. I cut the batteries out and kept the cables. That one I kept the battery. But I replaced that recently, and I also replaced these two recently. Here's an LQM that is working. It doesn't have that battery. It has one of the lead acid. But it still works. Oh wait, I covered up the switch. But yep, it still works. And now let's go over to the ELM real quick over here. There's the ELM, and that also works too. I had to fix the test button on the board for both of these units. They were both with bad test buttons, and it was causing the unit to, as soon as you plug in the battery, it will come on for, it will just come on. And then after that, it just will not charge because the battery is, of course, being depleted. And it wasn't the circuit board or the button itself. It was on the circuit board. The button was shorted out because I removed the board and I connect that board to the plate, and then it will still do the same thing. Well, let's go over to the garage, and I'm going to show you the unit in there. before I do that, do you see there's one LQM down here? It does not have the emergency lights on it because this one is broken. It did not come to me broken. The wires popped off the board and then I wasn't able to pop it back on. So I took the emergency lights off and I don't know what I did with it, but the ELM, oh, what's in here? The plates, and both of them, the other one's in there somewhere, have been taken off. And I converted it to something. I'll show you in a minute. I converted it to an ELM2. So I took the heads off, and these right here had the same exact housing. I just had to slide it in, and I used wire nuts to connect the wires to it. Because the old bases were starting to break, so I just converted to an ELM2. I'm telling you, if I push the test button, it gives out a lot more light to areas that I needed to, and not just the wall. Now, don't get me wrong, the ELMs, they do spread out light pretty good, but that's only for small rooms or on the ceiling. And I don't want to install this on the ceiling, so I just mounted it here, and it works. I also did the same thing with the test button. Now, as far as the LQM up there is back up, and the one there stayed up, and they both work. So now I have 2, 4, 6 ELM2 heads in here, and they all are really bright for this garage. Probably you would be able to get rid of this one right here, or that combo there, because this and this, or those two already provide enough light, but I wanted more light, so I went more than extra. So that's it. That's it for exit signs. Now I am gonna go ahead and re-record the orchestra lights Bluetooth demo video that someone was asking me to do, because my old video wouldn't upload. So thank you for watching, subscribe, comment, like this video, and have a great day.